I mean, it's less of a podcast and more real life conversations with Sydney Castillo. Look, time is of the essence. I found out the hard way. Started a podcast cause I got a whole lot to say. Dealing with this anxiety got me moving different. Whole life I knew something was off. I knew I wasn't tripping. My pop's gone. Every day I swear I miss him. My brother gone too, and every day I miss him. Nowadays I got more questions than answers. My mom, my hero, I just watched her beat cancer. And family matters, that's a real fact, homie. But I got family that stole 50 racks from me. My ex told me that she loved me, but when we broke up, I came home, the whole crib was broke up. Bro, I've been dealing with so much. Every day I'm trying meditation, and the doctor's telling me to try this medication. Honestly, I don't know what to do. I'm starting to overflow, homie. My cup is full. My cup is full. It's more than a podcast, bro. My cup is full. Stimulating.
My cup is full. My cup is full. Hey, season 2, we back. What's up, man? My cup is full. We back. Taylor! What's up, man? Taylor out of town, right? Taylor, it was the fires. Taylor got out of here. Taylor saw Two Flames and bought a ticket immediately to DC. Before it hit the news, it was fire. Taylor texted me, I'm on a plane. I smell something funny. So shout out to Taylor. Shout out to everybody in LA that's been really going through it, losing their homes, and really just, man, in need. So, shout out to them, man. Prayers for them. Thank you guys so much for supporting the podcast, man. Season 1 was amazing, dog. Who knew, dog? Who knew we started a podcast and 19,400 followers later, we here, dog. We on tour now. We got merchandise. Like, we're really doing it, and that's all because of y'all. I appreciate that. Shout out to Taylor for helping me all year with this podcast, dog. Season 1. The reason it's successful is because, of y'all watching all her hard work. I appreciate it. So, yeah, man, just really excited about season 2 coming out. Even better episodes, dog. Great guest, Takara, of course, Brandon Lewis, Tyler Chronicles, Isaiah Kelly, Dante Beard, Granville, Marlon Wayans. We're going to have such a good time season 2. So I appreciate y'all patience. When the next season, when y'all? We've been working, so we dropping and we here. So I appreciate y'all. Now, shows coming up. Look, February 7th and 8th, I'm in Dallas. February 7th and 8th, I'm in Dallas. Last time we sold it out, they added more shows. So now we got 4 shows. February 7th and 8th, I'm at the Dallas Comedy Club in Dallas. Get your tickets right now. And people been asking, when you coming to Houston? When you coming to Houston? February 23rd, we in Houston at the Riot Comedy Club. Get your tickets right now. Oh, and the Patreon jumping off and 600 more followers. We got 19,400 followers right now. We said when we get to 20,000, we drop in the Patreon. Boom. We already been recording. We already got content ready for y'all. That page has just been waiting on y'all to come through, and we appreciate it. So, yeah, let's get to it, man. This podcast, I just want to talk about solo, the appreciation, man, and, my year and, what I feel like I learned last year. You know what I mean? For me, I learned how to, I feel like a lot of things, you know what I mean? I'm still working on a couple things, but I feel like the biggest thing God was working in on me was learning how to adjust to my new environment, right? Because it went from my family, you can catch up in episode 2 or 3. When my family stole and shit like that, it really affected me, right? And every time I go home to see my mom, I feel like I get triggered. Because it's 15 minutes away. They live 15 minutes away. And it's this, my mom still kind of goes through the emotions of what happened. And it's that makes me angry. You know what I mean? So it's that was my mom's brother. And she no longer has a relationship with him because of how his family stole from my mom, how he handled it, how he never really came by and checked on my mom, how he never was oh my God, he was just I had nothing to do with that. And my mom is really heartbroken behind that, which in turn makes me angry to see my mom feel that way about her sibling and disappointed in him as well. I don't fuck with him. But a lot of last year to me, I was just so angry that I could not, just so angry. And I feel like God was telling me to give him that anger or whatnot. Give it to me, dog, give it to me. But it's hard. You know what I mean? When people be all you got to do is this. Look, I love God. I do, but that shit is hard. So I feel like my blood pressure was raised. I just feel like the whole year I was just so still angry. And I feel like I finally learned to release it to him. You know what I mean? Like I finally learned to like just release that emotion of like hatred. You know what I mean? And to quit telling people about it. Because when people want to know, I'll be like, nah, like what's wrong? And I'll tell them. And it's like, to me, I'm just harping on it. So it's like, I feel like 2024 was my lesson to like, I was angry. Now I'd like to let that go and let God just deal with me. You know what I mean? And just deal with that. And then my family. Because like, I hate holidays now. I don't really care for them. Like I care for like pleasing my mom and like my friends and whatnot. But like holidays used to be like the family come over, we play games, we go to whatnot. But like that part of family like dead to me. So now it's just like me and my mom. And it's like I know she misses the camaraderie or like the familyness of being around family, but you don't trust them niggas no more. It's like we have a good time, don't get it twisted, you know what I mean? Shout out to my mom, like her Christmas was the 25th. Her birthday was on January 3rd, so we went, had a good ass time. My mama had a good time for her birthday. She put on glasses, like she wanted these big glasses, so we got her these big glasses. Like we went out to eat, we went shopping. She had to pick her out stuff. She loves puzzles. Anyway, we had a good time for her birthday. But I think last year, like I said, I was so angry with my family and like, certain people. It was just like I wasn't able to enjoy the year or really the accomplishments. You know what I mean? Because I was like a lot of anger, right? And even when the person like that broke up my place, that pissed me off momentarily. That pissed me off. Like I was angry, but it still didn't dominate the other shit that like, was on my mind. So I feel like that was what I learned. Also, I feel like I learned how to love my mom better. And what I mean by that is like, I think it was a shock for me dealing with the anger of what happened to her. And then what's actually happening, sometimes she forgets her things a lot. Her memory, like she repeats herself a lot. And I don't mind it. Like I tell her, Mama, I'll help you. I'll repeat everything you need. You know what I mean? I got you. I think for her, that's me being strong for her. And I will do those things, but I think I never really addressed like how that made me feel. Like I was like, damn. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just kind of like dealt with it. Boom, boom, just. But like, at first it made me like sad. Then it's like, all right, you ain't got time to be sad. You got to be like proactive and like taking care of your mother. And I think I was like, spent the year like scared. I think I was like more scared and didn't know how to like voice that, like scared of losing her. You know what I mean? Because it's like I watched my brother deteriorate. I watched my dad kind of not deteriorate, but like I watched him go to the hospital, boom, and they're not here. So it's like when my mom go to her checkups, I always be like, damn, not expecting the worst, but just like that's what I'm, you know what I mean? So I feel like for a year I was loving my mom, not to like on some like scared to lose her. So it's like maybe a little bit overprotective, probably that comes in that, or like anxiousness, just always about like not being around. I always want to feel like I'm doing a good job. Like it's just me here. Like, am I being a good son to her? Like, am I like, you know what I mean? Like what me and Justinice talked about in the episode before, like, am I being a good son? Am I being selfish sometimes when I'm in LA? Like, am I pursuing my dream when I'm like on the road? I know she wants me to pursue my dream, but sometimes you still feel a little selfish. So I feel like 2024 was like a lesson in that for me, like personally. Career-wise, I feel like amazing with the podcast, stand-up. I feel like new people find out about me every day, which is cool from online. But from a personal level, I feel like that's what I was dealing with in 2024 that I feel like I'm getting better at in 2025. Or I'm trying to like, I feel like, towards the end of the year, I was learning how to deal with a lot of things better, right? Now, one of my friends was like, and my cousins who will be on the podcast, they were like talking about forgiveness. Like you gotta learn how to forgive for yourself. And I think that's one thing I know God gotta really help me on. I think when I hear forgive, like I hear acceptance for what you did. And it's like no part of me that is ready to like forgive that. And it's like, I guess I have to really just break down what forgiveness really means. You know what I mean? Because it's like, the whole phrase "God forgives, I don't." But it's like I don't want this on me my whole life, and I don't know how to shake it. I'm learning how to shake it where it doesn't bother me as much. But the word forgiveness just gives me angst because I feel like I'm saying I accept what happened if I forgive you, and I don't. Like my uncle tried to show up to my mama house on Christmas unannounced, and he didn't know I was there. I knock on the door. It's a knock on the door. I looked at my mama. She don't know, and it's open door. Merry Christmas, and it's him and his wife. They see me, their head go down. Like, get the fuck out of here. You don't get to take advantage. Your family doesn't get to take advantage of my family, and then no shit, no cash, no nothing, no apologies at the time, no nothing. Now it's almost like I'm overreacting, right? It's almost like Sydney's overreacting. Like I could have a relationship with my sister if it wasn't for how Sydney's acting, which gets me upset. It's like my job is to protect my mom. You know what I mean? So it's like that's what I'm gonna do. So anybody that does evil or tries to bring evil to her, who has done evil to her, you don't get to be around. You don't get to have a relate. That shit was dead when you didn't apologize. That shit was dead when you didn't try to make. You know what I mean? That shit was dead with my mama. I remember my mom and I had to go to court. And my cousin is on the other side with her lawyer. My uncle's over there with my cousin and his wife. And my mom is outside the courtroom crying at the time. And their lawyer walked over to my mom and was like, well, anything won't happen to her because your mom's already agreed. They don't even know my mom can't really legally speak for herself like that. You know what I mean? Talking all crazy. You know what I mean? But anyway, my mom was sitting there crying. My uncle over there watching his sister, he don't go over there and say nothing to her. Like, I remember shit like that. You don't go over there like console, like, I'm so sorry my daughter did this. We gonna make it right. None of that. None of that. Just with his wife, his wife got money. So they just walking around just like head all high, like, no remorse, no nothing. And now they feel like it's time swept under the rug. Everybody should just be cool again. Like, I ain't even built like that. So forgiveness to me is like a word where I feel like it means submissive. And I know it don't really mean that, but in this situation, I feel like that's what it means. So I need like God to like help me understand where I don't want it to like wear on me, you know what I mean, forever. I'll never forget it, but stealing and taking advantage of my mom is something I'm not ready to like be like, oh yeah, we cool again. Or yeah. So I think in 2025, that's what I'm asking God to like reveal to me how to deal with that better, where I don't harp on it, where I can acknowledge it, but don't harp on it. And I'm finding like I just need God to show me the steps in that, because it's confusing for me. Yeah. In 2025, I feel like everybody's setting goals. I was talking to my boy Tyler about this, and we were like writing down vision boards and like shit like that. He was like, "But what are you doing proactively to accomplish what your goal is? Like, you don't just write down your goals." I guess I never really thought about it like that. I would just write my goals down, but then to like write down practically how I'm gonna get there is amazing. So I'll tell y'all a couple of my goals, right? And this is like not whatever, just my goals are that when my special drops, my cup is full, that it gets to the people and the people really gravitate towards it, right? I hope that when the special is dropped, that I get new fans and the old fans like celebrate the fact that like, oh shit, he really dropped a special. Because it means a lot to me. You know what I mean? It's called My Cup is Full. You know what I mean? It's basically the podcast in stand-up form. Like, I feel like it's a great piece of work. So I feel like when that reaches whatever platform it reaches, I'm not sure where it's going, that God puts his hand on that and it just really, really does well. I pray that online my following continues to grow. We're doing great with My Cup is Full. I opened up, I said, a new stand-up page. We're doing great over there, 100,000 views and like 4 videos stand-up wise. So that's going great. And I want to take my mom on a trip. I want to take my mom on a trip. She wants to go to Hampton because she went to Hampton University and she went to Purdue and she graduated from Purdue University. She wants to go to the college campuses just to like see it again. So I want to be able to do that for her. Yeah, and I want to continue to tour and do weekends across the country. So the way I'm gonna go ahead and do that is the hard work we're doing here. I'm gonna continue to put out weekly podcasts every week. We stacked up, so you ain't gotta worry about episodes. And the Patreon's gonna grow, and my stand-up that's gonna continue to come out 3 times a week on YouTube. You can look it up, Sydney is Funny. Click follow, subscribe. Every week, weekly, you'll see 3 new stand-up clips, and then plus the Patreon. So I'm putting a lot of hard work, I feel like, into this brand, and I feel like God is going to make sure we flourish in that. That forgiveness thing, man, it's like, I don't know. Y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think about that. Forgiveness. Now look, I understand biblically how God sees forgiveness. I'm saying that it's still difficult for that to like transpire, right? And I don't know when I feel like I'll be at a place where it does happen, but I don't want God mad at me because I wasn't able to forgive something that I feel like it was terrible. If that makes sense. Anyway, positives. Positives are I'm on tour. It's going well. I appreciate the love y'all show. You know, it's humbling, man. I've been doing stand-up a long time. And when I be coming to the cities and people like, do the meet and greet and they tell me how they feel about the podcast and what it mean to them, like, I really appreciate that. You know what I mean? Like, I realize sometimes when I get off stage, I'm really like, not a weirdo, but like, I'm just to myself. You know, I got anxiety. I just be like, I need some water. You know what I mean? I probably just had a few glasses of wine. But like, I really do appreciate like the love that in the meet and greets that y'all be giving me. Like, sincerely. Like, I have a photographic memory. It's not one person I don't remember. Like, if you say, I could look at you and be like, oh, I remember the city we were in. So like, I really like truly I really appreciate that. I want some suggestions. I want some suggestions because I want to get a tattoo and like something about deal with my family, like my brother, but I don't know what to do. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm having a midlife crisis. Like, why are you getting a new tattoo at 43? Because I've been trying to get it for like, 8 years. I just can't think of what it is. So I don't know if it's too late, but I want to get a tattoo this year. Yeah. Also, I want to talk about this. I don't know how anybody else feels, but I'm 43. I have no kids, right? And I'm happy that I didn't just have a baby mama with somebody. Like, I'm happy in the decisions that I made. But now I was talking to my friends. It's like, damn, I've either missed the boat, or I'm just gonna be an old dad. And now I'm in my head of deciding like what that life looks like for me. Like, am I conceding on having kids? Right? I'm 43. I wanted to always have kids, have a family, but I never wanted to go like where it was like some baby mom situation. It was weird. And like, I've seen my friends go through it so bad where it was like, wow. So, but now it's like, shit. That's why the conversation about sitting down with people, me and Takala, you gotta sit down. It's like, yeah, I understand sitting down, but if I do want a family, I'm gonna have to stand up. Because what I don't want to do is just go have a baby with somebody. I never wanted to do that. I could just go do that. But because I've waited this late, is it irresponsible shit to even still try to have one? Because realistically, if I wait till I get married, shit, y'all look at me crazy if I met a woman that got married in 6 months, right? Like, already? So what, a year? Damn, you only know in a year you get married? So what y'all think, a year and a half? Okay, so I'm about to be, 44, 45. Then what? Then we start trying to make a baby. So I'll be a daddy at 46? The baby 4, I'm 50. That's something I'll be thinking about. Or do you just say, you know what, take care of yourself, take care of your health, and just be an old daddy? But that's something I'll really be thinking about. Like, damn, did I miss it? Then I got my feelings because my boy, Takara asked me one day, she was like, "Oh, you have any godkids?" And I was like, it hit me. I was like, I don't. So I called my homeboy, super in my feelings. Hey, how come I'm not the goddaddy of the kids? And he was like, oh, well, when we were deciding something would happen to us, like where would they go, right? And the person that's the goddaddy, I feel like a chick in a movie. Like what? The person that's the goddaddy, you know, he met after me, right? I knew him before he even had the kids or before he was even having sex. And I ain't the goddaddy. I was pissed. And I was taking it personally. I was like, damn, you know, so, you know, he was like, well, when we was making the decisions, you know, we just wanted to make sure that like if something would happen to us, where the kids would go. He's like, but originally the kids would go with my family. And that's why I thought, I was like, well, the kids go with your family? Then why couldn't I be the goddaddy? But I was like, damn, you must see me in a light that's not good enough, right? So I was feeling like not good enough on my depression shit. And then I had to like snap out of that. But I was like, damn, I guess I felt a way. And somebody asked me, that was like, if you had kids, would you care? I was like, is this more about the fact that you just don't have no kids? And I was like, touche, you got me. I don't know. You know, but it did get me to thinking. It did get me to thinking of like, am I gonna be an old daddy? My daddy was old. I know what that's like. My dad could never play catch with me. My back hurt right now. You know what I mean? My son became a teenager. I'm gonna be what, 60? He gonna be what? Yeah, 14. I'll be 60 if I had one tomorrow. Kid tomorrow. But I mean, shoot, it is what it is, I guess. Cause then everybody gonna tell you like, you a man, you can have a kid, da 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 da. You can have a kid whenever you want to. Yeah, you're probably right. But do I get to do the things that I always wanted to do? People always hit you with, you can always have a kid, you can always, you know, you a man, you can always, which is probably true. But will I get to do the things that I always wanted to do? And I guess, look, it's not a pity party because it's like sacrifice. I chose entertainment. I chose to go after my dreams, and I chose to not just be okay with having a kid and just like saying, fuck it. Just, you know, I had the kid and me and her just, you know, whatever, but I got the kid. I know a lot of people did that, but I guess that's not what I wanted to do. So I'll be in back of my head. I remember, you know, I was talking to one young lady and she was like, telling me, you know, she had kids already. And she's like, hey, just so you know, I can't have no more kids. So I don't even want you to think I'm like, I don't want you resenting me. I'm telling you right now, which I respected. And at the time I was thinking to myself like, okay, well, maybe I can do that. Maybe I'll just be the greatest stepdad ever. Stepdad Sid. Maybe I'll just be stepdad Sid. But, you know, I think I do want kids still. I think that I'm going to thug it out and I'll just be the old daddy. But I feel like how I treat my friends, like I would be a great dad. You know? I feel like I would be a great dad. I feel like I would love on my kids. I feel like I would be a great dad. I really do. I do. But I still take pride in not just having a kid with just anybody. So that's in the cards. I hope it happens. You know what I mean? We'll see. Look, I appreciate y'all rocking with me. I do. I'm finna get out of here. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for coming to the shows. Continue to come to the shows. Like I said, we're in Dallas February 7th and 8th at the Dallas Comedy Club. February 23rd, we're in Houston at the Riot. January 31st, February 1st, I'm in D.C. at the D.C. Comedy Loft. Boom. I'm trying to get to Europe. People be asking me, when you coming to Europe? I'm trying to throw together a Europe tour. I would love to come to Europe, but let me know in the comments what cities to go to in Europe to perform, and I'll come there. But until then, my name is Sydney Castillo. My cup is full. Boom.
I mean, it's less of a podcast and more real life conversations with Sydney Castillo. Look, Time is of the essence, I found out the hard way. Started a podcast, cause I got a whole lot to say. Dealing with this anxiety got me moving different. Whole life I knew something was off, I knew I wasn't tripping. My pop's gone, every day I swear I miss him. My brother gone too, and every day I miss him. Nowadays I got more questions than answers. My mama, my hero, I just watched her beat cancer. And family matters, that's